Booyah Boy. All right. Guys, your next comic here actually came all the way up from Denver here to be here tonight. I think it's their first time actually going to show up in Fort Collins. Very excited to have him. Please give a big round of applause for the very funny Jordan Etzel.
Hello, Fort Collins. This place is lovely. Thank you for having me. I moved to Denver a couple years ago from Ohio. That's one reaction. Yeah, when I was looking at places I wanted to move to, for years Denver had a pit bull ban, but then once they repealed that, I was like, okay, I'm ready to move. You know, Mr. Worldwide does have a couple bangers. Are we kids of divorced parents in here? Is that the way? Hell yeah. We have some happy kids. That's interesting. There's hope in your eyes. I don't know what that's like. Nice. My parents did divorce when I was pretty young. I'm thankful for it. They are horrible together. But the reason they divorced is my mom didn't realize my dad was in a Christian cult. His whole family was in a Christian cult. Yeah, that was a little bit of a deal breaker. It was a little too late. It was called the Local Church. That was the name of the cult. There's Jonestown, there's, Heaven's Gate, which is like the local church, worst branding in the world. But they were big on the rapture, and we were going to get to go first when Jesus came back. It was one of those, Presbyterians, you take a seat, Catholics, you might not even be going. Sorry, I don't make the rules. My grandma Etzel was a saint, though. She really was. Because they called all old people in the church saints. It was just a title they all got. Now, normally, if there are Catholics in the room, you should know that to become a saint, you usually have to do something really heroic and profound, like rescue kids from a burning building or feed the homeless, things my church didn't do. And then you die. You have to die to become a saint normally, but all it takes is writing some checks and slut-shaming your granddaughter. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier. Unfortunately, my grandma has passed, though, so she's closer to sainthood than ever. I don't think she'd be super proud of me right now, but I also don't think she'd be surprised. Because when I was 3 years old, I was a little weird kid. I didn't want to talk to very many people, her especially. I was very picky about who I would speak to. And instead of thinking that's a sign of autism, it was a sign of the devil, and I was possessed by a demon. Yeah, doesn't that happen to every 3-year-old? Thankfully, to my mom, she stepped in. She did not let me get exorcised. So you never know. The demon might still just be waiting to come out one day. I'm not drinking! Sorry, I almost got trickle-down possession all over the bar. That was close. But the church, they like to have fun names for everything, like saints. The men and the women in the church were called brothers and sisters. And we were all considered overcomers. Like, that was just like our title as a whole. We were overcoming ultimate sins, so we were the overcomers. But overcomers was an interesting choice since the brothers probably never made the sisters come. Like, you can't even call yourself comers, not even overcomers. Like, okay. But one thing we did like to do a lot was chant. Chanting was fun. We like to just repeat phrases mindlessly, pick a verse, and we're just going over and over and over with it. But the go-to phrase that we'd always come back to, that was considered our go-to prayer, was, "Oh Lord Jesus." Just those 3 words. Oh my God was different. That could get you in trouble. But oh Lord Jesus is different. It just is, you guys. And I thought it was silly even when I was a kid. But when I got older, out of the church, I finally understood it. Now, I found myself in a situation. I was just overcome with the Spirit of the Lord. I felt like the sense of peace, just a rush of a feeling. And I just start, oh Lord Jesus. Yeah, this was right. Oh Lord Jesus. Oh Lord Jesus. Because a woman made me come finally. No. I did find out I was queer quite late in life. I wonder why. It took me a minute. until I was in my late 20s and married to a man. That's actually pretty common. My dad's side of the family obviously didn't take it too well. Christmas dinner, my stepmom decides to tell me that I'm sick to my face. She told me I'm sick. And, I don't know if I overreacted because she might have just meant like sick kickflip. Probably not though. My mom handled it a lot better. That side of the family, they're like, the Joe Biden liberals. They want to be good people without doing anything. They try without having to make an effort. So she, of course, was like, oh, I'm really supportive. Like, good for you. She was a little confused, but good for you. But I don't know, Jordan, how do you know if just being attracted to women makes you bisexual? I don't know if just being attracted to women makes you bisexual. Mom? Conversation changed really quick when I prodded a little bit. So I think my mom's a little gay. We all have our own journey. Maybe in her 60s will be her time. I'm not going to rush her. I'm not going to pressure her. She was weirder, though, a couple years after that when I came out as polyamorous. And I'm like, okay, I'm actually going to fuck a woman now. And, like, she'll believe me. That's cool. No, she was kind of turned off by the idea, understandably. And she said, well, I don't know. We've met one partner already, so I don't want to have to explain it to the family. It's going to be confusing. They might get sad. So I think it's just best if you don't bring other people around. You understand, right? And like, in theory, I do understand, but this woman has married multiple men named Steve. Multiple Steves. Yeah, we can maybe forgive one, but more than we're on good terms now, so it's all good. But thanks to my mom and being open-minded, I did get on birth control at a pretty young age, which is cool. I encourage that. Cool parents. So at 17, I started my birth control journey, and what a journey it's been. The pill was, my first go, the classic. It's like the Nike of birth control. Everybody knows it. Simple. Just do it. Just once a day. Just do it. Just take it. But when you have ADHD, you just don't. So many trips to Walmart for Plan B later. Like, this is not sustainable. Let's pivot. What else is out there? The NuvaRing was my number 2. Do we know what the NuvaRing is in here? Well, for those who don't know, it is a little squishy ring about yay big. And you pop it up there once a month. Real easy to do. It's usually a little wetter sounding than that. It should be. It's a little uncomfortable if not. But it's good for once a month, and it kind of makes for a fun carnival prize for your partner. If they get deep enough. They try. They try. Unfortunately with the NuvaRing though, there were some side effects with the hormones, a little different than the pill for me. And I found myself craving a lot more alone time in my car, in the garage, with the door down, Yeah. They don't put that on the label. They do not. So once again, I'm like, well, we tried it. It didn't work. That's okay. On to number 3. Like my mom's marriage's third time was a charm and not named Steve. So the IUD. We found the IUD. Love the IUD. It does feel like the jaws of death going in, and for some reason we can't be sedated for it still. But it was nice. It was multiple years at a time, y'all. Like 4 years, I don't have to worry about it, and we're gonna period. And I also think it sounded kind of cute. Like, and an IUD sounds like IED. Because this pussy is bomb. Anyways, that's been enough of that. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Greg. Woo.